Hey guys, welcome back to More Than a Kick. My name is Alvin Brown. So today we are going to talk about nutrition and working out. All right. So this can kind of be taboo for martial artists because a lot of them think that as long as they do their curriculum, they ought to be okay. So for some folks, this is kind of taboo, but at the same time, no matter what you do, nutrition plays a very important factor. So we're going to talk about that. We're going to talk about some of the different types of weight training and calisthenics that you can do that can help. We're going to talk about weight training versus calisthenics. We're going to talk about the different types of training and weight training that you can do that will work different muscles that will optimize your martial arts training. All right, whether it's muscles, whether you're working out the proper muscles for punching, the proper muscles for kicking, all those different muscles we're going to talk about. And I'm going to bring in my special guest from I Will Fitness, Mr. Will Murphy. He's also one of my students, so it's going to be really, really cool. I'm going to enjoy it, and I hope you do too. Let's get into it. What's your take on as far as the things you can do as far as training for, or in this case, weight training or stuff you can do in the gym that's going to help you with offense? Because with offense, you have to use your arms. Of course, you have to use your legs, and you have to use your abs for chambering, and if you're doing kicks and all that stuff. And of course, you need core for everything. So, what are some tips you can give on that end right there?
Well, definitely for sure you're going to want to consider like lifting weights for especially like your back for for purposes of like drawing back a punch and being able to hit as hard as you can. A lot of it's going to come from your back. A lot of it's going to come from your chest. Of course, bench press is dang near the same thing as a punch. So you definitely want to work on your strength there. I would definitely recommend doing dumbbells instead of like barbells or something like that. Granted, you want to build strength, but at the same time, dumbbells will help you like even out your strength. So if you're stronger or not as strong in one arm or the other, then dumbbells are going to help you even out your strength there. Barbell, one arm will pick up the pace of the other, and you won't get as much strength out of that. Of course, bicep curls and all that other stuff, but the real thing for all striking is that core, right? You want to be able to twist at the hips. You want to be able to do everything you can to be able to turn. I mean, your arm might be strong, your leg might be strong, but nothing's as strong as your entire body. If you're using your whole body to throw your techniques, like you're throwing your kicks and you're doing that kind of thing and all that, you're using your abs the entire time. You should be twisting at the hips and really turning into a punch or kick that you're trying to throw. So really a lot of your training in the gym is going to be revolved around core if you really want to have good, fast, hard strikes and things like that.
Awesome. Now, are there any tips you can give us as far as strength training for defense? Now, with defense, of course, you gotta use your back when you're getting somebody off, or if you're pushing, you want to use your shoulders. So certain things on that end as far as defense.
Right. Well, of course, again, with defense, it's still about the core. You want to be strong in the core. You might want to also be strong in the neck so you can keep your head up if you get clenched or anything like that. Having a good strong set of shoulders is going to help a lot for throwing those blocks out and really hitting that, because there's a little hip action, but there's a lot more action in just throwing that arm out or something like that. Or even if you're trying to block like a kick with the leg and you're trying to knee check somebody, it's good to have that core power, but also to have that glute power to be able to throw it in there and really make it effective.
Awesome. All right. So weights versus calisthenics, and not necessarily a versus thing, but what a comparison and contrast as far as from a personal trainer's perspective, weights in comparison to calisthenics.
Right. Clearly being able to do like things like pull-ups, push-ups, sit-ups, and squats like without weight, they're all part of being a martial artist. I mean, you're doing squats when you're doing bob weaves. You're doing you want to be able to do pull-ups so that you can pull yourself up if you need to get up, pull yourself out of a situation. I mean, there's all kinds of different calisthenic movements that are definitely going to help you. But I do recommend a mixture of weight training to help also strengthen the muscles and really put the finishing touches on being able to defend yourself and also be able to strike and attack because you want to be a well-rounded martial artist. You don't want to just be good at one thing. You want to be good at everything. You need to work and push yourself outside your comfort zone, and that's going to mean, I mean, body weight is great, but like you can't push yourself out of your comfort zone like you can with weight training and things like that. So, and I definitely recommend fitting in your compound movements. Compound movements are anything that requires more than one joint to move. So if you're doing like a bench press, or you're doing a squat, or you're doing deadlifts or anything like that, overhead shoulder press even, because your elbows and your shoulders are bending at the same time, that's a compound movement. Bent over row, all kinds of things like that are definitely going to help, one, strengthen you, and two, like let you be able to overload yourself and gain more strength so that you'll be, you know, more ready for anything that happens. Conversely, you're going to want to work on your body weight things, because that's going to make you faster in general. It's going to help a lot with your speed. It's going to help a lot with your endurance, being able to fight and, you know, hold it down. Because I mean, anybody that's ever been in a 2-minute sparring match knows that, I mean, 2 minutes can wear you down. So, you know, you really want to work on your endurance. I always recommend doing a little bit of cardio. Hitting the bag is one of the best kind of cardios you can do, especially if you're wanting to build that type of endurance. And then on top of that, you know, you just want to lift weights, and you want to incorporate calisthenics and weightlifting both in your training programs, like fit them in. I like to, you know, during the beginning of my workout, when I've got the most strength, that's when I'll do a lot of weightlifting, and then as I come close to the end, I might superset some squats or something in with my other leg exercises, depending on what body part I'm doing, that kind of thing. And I definitely recommend you do that too.
Awesome. All right, so to close it out, any tips as far as you know, your nutritional decisions when you're doing this stuff, when you're trying to get in shape for you know, for martial arts training, no matter what facet of martial arts training, whether it's tournament or self-defense? Any tips on some things that you can eat? I guess in this case, as far as like strength and speed or anything like that.
Right. Like things that you can eat, I would definitely stick to like whole foods and things like that, things that are going to fuel your body the best. Carbohydrates are going to help with energy. So like, you know, maybe 2 hours before you go to a martial arts class or even a weightlifting session in the gym, you know, maybe it would be a good idea to, you know, put in some carbs into your body so that you have the energy to make it through. I always say have a banana and a protein shake, like, you know, an hour or 2 hours before your workouts. Now, that being said, there's a lot of talk about anabolic windows after you work out and all that stuff. There's no such thing as an anabolic window. If you ate within an hour before you went to the gym, the need to eat after the gym is going to be less intense, right? If you didn't eat like, you know, 6 hours before you went to the gym, of course, like as soon as you get out of the gym, it's going to be best to get in some nutrients just because your body's going to be feeling it. As far as, you know, for speed and power and endurance, I definitely recommend that you take in whole foods and you try to avoid supplements and things like that. I mean, yes, supplements are great, but at the same time, you can get everything you need from food, and supplements are there to supplement. They're not there for, you know, helping you with, you know, getting through your workouts and leaning out and all that stuff. And, you know, your overall progress, you know, you might get 5% from supplements, but you're going to get the other 95 from your food choices. So definitely make good food choices. Try to stay away from anything that comes in a box or a bag. Try to make your own food. Making your own food puts you more in tune with the things you're putting in your food, so you know, you have a better idea of what's going in there. You know, you could eat cake if you made your own cake. You know what I'm saying? Because you know what went in there. Like if you go and buy it at Walmart, I wouldn't recommend having it. At the same time, don't eat cake before you work out. But you know, do like have whole foods. Like, and by whole foods, I mean lean meats and things like that. You know, if it walked, ran, flew, grew out of the ground, or swam, you can eat it.
Any tips on like drinking, just water, or there?
I definitely recommend drinking a lot more water than you drink anything else, and I definitely don't recommend drinking your calories at all. Yeah, a lot of you are going to want, you know, some kind of thing to pep you up a little bit, like a Bang energy drink or something like that. I don't recommend that, but if that's what you want to do, no one can stop you. However, I will say that drinking your calories is probably the fastest way to lose track of your calories, and that, you know, can cause you to not be lean and, you know, as lean as you want, and being lean and being strong in the core and all that stuff can definitely help you, like, in your martial arts career. So I would definitely consider, you know, trying to do it the healthiest way possible, and that's by getting good nutrition in and remembering not to drink your calories.
This is one thing I want to ask. Gatorade, coffee. What are your takes on those two?
Coffee's fine. You know, when coffee's black, it's about, you know, 1 calorie for a whole cup. Whenever you drink Gatorade, you're putting in like a lot of calories. There's a lot more sugar than people think there is in it. I mean, yeah, sure, it helps with a little bit with electrolytes and whatnot, but you don't need electrolytes as bad as people say you do. You can totally slide by with, water. If you want to flavor your water, I don't generally recommend BCAAs as a supplement themselves, but I do recommend it for flavoring your water because it's super low calorie and things like that, and a lot better for you than Gatorade, which is chock full of sugar and all kinds of extra added ingredients. It doesn't really have anything that's super helpful for you except glucose. So,
All right. Well, yeah, you said chock full of sugar. All right,
Yes,
that was
sir.
good. All right.
Okay, so what's the moral of the story, kids? Exercise, nutrition, martial arts, they go hand in hand. And that's for every part of martial arts, whether you're doing traditional or you're doing stand-up, grappling, ground fighting, MMA, whatever you're doing, point fighting, all of that. Tricking, it goes hand in hand. All right? So when you're doing this, just make sure that, you're not overtaxing yourself and all that stuff. All right, listen to your body. If it says, hey, it's time to rest, hey, you don't need to do this exercise today, or hey, we're a little hungry, we have no fuel in the tank, you need to put something there. Listen to your body. It communicates, and you're the first person that it communicates to. So make sure that your ear is tuned in and your brain is tuned in to what your body is telling you. Want to give a big shout out to Will Murphy, I Will Fitness. Please hit him up on Instagram. He's got some really, really good stuff. All right. So thank you guys for tuning in. Make sure you leave a comment below if there's something that we left out or something, a little tip that you want to do, or if there's another video that you want to see, because we just got started. So we're going to hit up a lot of videos. So please just get with us. Let us know. You guys have a great day.